Good morning. This is a lovely position on your back to open up your breathing space and begin that process of settling the mind. So just letting the weight of the body rest in the beginning. Try to find an awareness of your centered line so your spine is aligned as you rest all the way up into the skull and down to the sacrum. And try not to change anything with your breath to begin with, but just to notice what natural sound your breath makes without adding this yoga sound. It can be hard sometimes if you're really used to practicing that way, just to be observant before you change it. Rest your eyes, rest your hands wherever they feel nice. Thinking a little about quietness today, the way that snow really muffles sound and makes the world quiet. So we have an ability to do things to quiet our minds, the busyness of our thoughts. Coming to that breath awareness, just observing. Also observing your body, just holding yourself in a loving awareness. Feel gravity hold you firmly on the earth. And then take your arms up into cactus arms, saguaro, upright hands, elbows bent, resting open hands. Just let that breathing position open up your breathing space a little bit. And now start to move the breath with some intention through the nose. Really try to stretch in both ways. That expansion of breathing in. Feel the diaphragm pulls down to make space for that breath. Ribs expand. Exhale, contract towards the center of the body. Diaphragm goes up, ribs go in. And all of that happens without our having to do anything. But here we're lengthening and expanding both ways, creating sound with your nose and your throat. A few more times, just try to relax attention from your body, from your brain, and let the breath move deeply. Just notice if it's hard to be still in this beginning part. We'll get to the moving part. This is just a little time to transition. Breathe out one more time. Let that feel complete. While your hands are up here, bring them to the back of your neck and just trace that space with your hands so you feel how it's lifted off the floor, and that's what we want to preserve in this pose. So our backs are on the floor, skull's on the floor, neck is lifted. Bringing your feet nice and close to your body and a little wide from each other. Center your head. Inhale, press up to bridge pose. Getting started with our hips strengthening now. So you want to squeeze your glutes a little bit. Try to engage your whole lower body. Let your arms ground into the earth. Press your feet. Not overly gripping in the muscles, but just working them a little bit. One more breath here. Lifted, and using exhale, come down. Feel how your spine returns to its curves. Again, breathe in, lift up. Take your right shoulder under your body and then your left, and weave your fingers together. You could also just repeat the first one. So here we get some chest opening as well as hip strengthening. Trust that openness in the feet. That's the power position. Pressing them. Give it one more breath's energy. Maybe start to feel some strength work around the hips. Release your hands from underneath you and come down slowly. And make sure your feet feel in a position of power for one leg bridge pose. Arms grounded, inhale, hips up. Press into your left foot and reach your right leg up to the sky. Have some determination here. Try to keep your hips level with each other. Bringing it all together. Maybe add a little bit of bandhas work, engaging. And next time you breathe out, let your spine come down and bring your knee in. And release for the other side. Inhale, lift. Really press into your right foot, lift your left leg. Point your toes, try to level your hips. Concentrate on just the right amount of effort. Really energize your muscles as we begin. One more time, breath in, breath out, spine down. Bring in your knee, bring in your other knee. Lengthen low back. Cross your left leg over your right and come to the side for a twist. Bring your legs over to the right, turn your head to the left. If that position puts a strain on your body, you can just have your legs stacked instead. Back to settling and softening now. So the heart rate, slow back down. We have ability to control with our breathing and our calming energy. And enjoy one more breath. In that shape, hopefully it's feeling nice. Warming up twist. Come back to center, uncross your legs and take the other side. So coming over to any degree with the knees. Turn your head the other way. Just let your arms release in a nice way that they feel relaxed and supportive of where you are. Perhaps letting your eyes rest, trying to really sense the body so you can take care of it today. Including the breath. One more round. And release, exhale, come back to center. Draw in both of your knees, lengthen your low back, and use a little momentum to sit up. Maybe cross your ankles, hold your shins, and rocking up and coming to easy pose. Whatever that looks like for you today. Finding comfortable cross legs, and notice how you're already in that yogic state from beginning in a different position than seated. Just arrive. Now we have the earth beneath our hips and our spine lengthens towards the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart, lift your elbows high, coming together with some vibration and deep breathing. If you'd like to sound your exhale or hum, start with an inhalation. Have a moment to float in stillness, honoring what's in your heart. And notice your next breath, exhale. Release your hands down to your legs. Doing some hip circles, so adjust your feet and ankles if needed, and just going over towards the right, out in front, over towards the left, kind of straight across the back. So we're just really trying to move, drum our hip joints, warm up, wake up, and change direction, go the other way. This is nice lengthening for the sides of the torso as well, the low back. Just making a strong earth connection, stability, The hips are associated with this root chakra, Muladhara. And release back to stillness. And then take your feet together in front of you and your knees wide. So you can elevate your hips or stay in your blanket if you're using one. Malasana pose, garland. You hold your legs, bring in your feet close, your knees wide. Stay holding knees or come through the center, press your palms. Let your arms press back into your shin bones. Just be quietly present with each pose. And extend out your arms if possible and reach a little bit more forward. Trying to keep the inside edges of your feet down. Exhale one more time. And then release. Lean back, squeeze in your legs. Use your hands to find that work of curling in the feet, balance on the sacrum. And extend out your legs. Boat pose for 5 breaths. Just work where you are in this moment. Your feet can be on the floor. You can hold your legs. Feet rest together. Try to stay calm even when you face a little bit of challenge. One more breath. And then squeeze in your feet the other way. Balance on your sacrum, sit up tall. And then we can use this maneuver to help us release back to tabletop. So keep your legs tucked in, bring your hands forward, your head forward, and release your legs back. Coming to plank position, just to straighten out the legs, energize the body. Go back towards downward dog and forward towards the plank. A few times, just flow. Even if your down dog is kind of spread out wide, if your plank is long, we just work with our proportions. Keep things positive. And then come back to downward dog and perhaps walk your hands or your feet in a little bit so you have that V shape upside down, head down, hips up. Bend your right knee towards the floor and release. Bend your left knee towards the floor and release. Bend both knees towards the floor. Breathe. Nice open hands. The heels of the hands taking a lot of the weight. One more exhale here. Inhale, straighten up your legs, come to the balls of your feet. And then exhale, downward dog. Calm for several breaths. Let's go for 5. 2, exhale. Heels gently reach for the earth. Uplift in your low belly. Breath comes through like waves. Breathe out one more time. Breathe in, shift forward, step forward, halfway lift, all in that inhale. And then a long exhale to forward fold, hands where they reach. Head down. Standing up, press your feet. Your arms rise and reach. And when you exhale, come down to your heart, lift your elbows. Relax your feet open to the earth. Just gently compose yourself inside and out. Feel your exhale and sink into the chest. Reach up, breathe in. Slow, gaze up as well. Exhale, keep the idea of length and forward fold. Slowly find your way in. Halfway lift, we wave the spine back in the other direction to extension. Exhale, bend knees, place hands down. Take an extra breath. Just grounding energy here. Take your right leg back and then your left. And bring your knees down, cushioning if needed. Tabletop, belly strong. Bird dog pose with a little variation today. Right arm reaches forward, spread your fingers wide. Left leg goes back, keep your foot flat instead of pointing. Stay calm. Just use the right amount of energy to hold the shape, whatever that is for you in the moment. 4. Exhale, release that side. Tuck toes, pull back, downward dog variation. Inhale up to tabletop again. And other side, so the left arm, spread your fingers. Right leg, keep your foot flat. 1. Feel the whole body working together here. It's good for strengthening the hips as well as the spine, as well as the core. Good stuff. One more breath. Give it energy. Exhale comes, release carefully. And keep your toes flat this time. Pull back, quarter dog, head down. Come up and take both arms over to the left side to any degree. Take one more breath on this side, lengthening your lateral body. And release with care over the other way. Whenever that side reach out is comfortable for you, let your head release downward. Just breathing into your lower back on the left side. Last breath. Slow release from side bends back to center. Upward facing dog, spread your hands, have them even, open. Walk your knees back so you have lots of space to bring your belly forward, roll your shoulders back. So you can adjust where your knees are so you have room. Determine, press into the earth and a nose gaze. Roll your inner thighs up. 4, last breath. Come to tabletop to release, and then to your downward dog shape. Taking that first breath just to refine, release your head, and then hold steady, just breathe. Shoulders broad off the ears. So our awareness might come into our heads as we hear that whoosh of the blood flow. Hear the soft sound of your breath. Come through, exhale one more time. Draw your weight back towards your legs. Inhale, shift forward and step forward and halfway lift. Exhale, fold in over that hollowed out low belly. Release all the way, tuck your chin. Inhale to stand. Float up your arms. Keep stretching up as you are breathing in. And then exhale, release your hands down. Wide arms reach up. Inhale. Spread your feet. Exhale, swan dive, heart forward. Wrap your legs, curl in. Press your shins, lengthen out. Exhale, bend your knees, place your hands down. Inhale, step your legs back. Go out as wide as your mat with your hands and feet. 5 breaths, slowly. Strengthen your whole body, use your knees down if needed. Welcome warmth here. One more time. Then bring down your knees, bring them hip distance apart, a little closer, and carefully lower out to your belly through chaturanga or just by bending the elbows. Gather your legs and feet together and round them. Hands by your chest. Inhale, cobra pose. Related to the upward dog of downward facing back bend. Energize the feet and the legs, the hips. Softly breathe, lift your chest. One more breath. Press down and forward. To come up, you could come up to upward dog and downward dog, or just go back to downward dog. Exhale. Inhale, one leg dog, or three leg dog, whichever you like to think of it as. Take your right leg up and keep your foot flat today. Hips square to the front and flat. Focus on strength in the left leg, the left thigh, the left hip, left glutes. The hamstrings at the back of the leg. One more time. And release the right leg down. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifting, keep the foot flat. Focus on activating the leg on the floor. Four. And when you breathe out next, exhale, feet down, head down. Inhale, step forward, half lifting. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, standing up, rising and reaching. Having technical difficulties with my clothes today. And exhale, release down. Note to self. Utthita Trikonasana, focusing on hip strength in triangle pose. Turn out to your right side, right foot to the back of the mat, left foot angling in, find your balance. Reach your hands out away from your heart. Inhale, exhale over slowly. Control that movement. And keep your hand away from your low leg to activate in your hips and core as you reach up and gaze up. Remember to keep an element of softness, no matter how deeply you're working in a pose. Let your face be peaceful, maybe slightly determined at times. 4. Exhale. Use in-breath to come up and change your legs to the front of your mat. Hands at your heart. Next time you breathe in, stretch your arms away from your heart. Over and down slowly as you breathe out. Take your time with this today. Feel that work as you go slowly. Reach the arms up and down. Turn your eyes upward. But with this softness, don't hurt your brain or your eyes to gaze. Just even thinking upward is part of that work. Taking last breath, noticing your downward arm without looking at it. Just feel it, sense it. With inhale energy, come up. Turn your feet parallel on your mat. Find that wide parallel stance. And take your hands to your center. Fingers in front, thumbs around the back. Long spine, breathe in. Forward fold, exhale. So tip the pelvis forward, knees bend if needed. Guiding your spine forward and down. You draw your elbows together behind your back. Your breath can express itself. There's a little space for the pose to move a little with your breath. Just breathe. Notice how that deep breathing quality brings you right into the moment. Just rest in the moment. Next time you breathe in, press your feet, come on up, gently lengthen, and exhale, release your hands. Going to side lunge, so just turning your feet out towards centered, not all the way to the front or straight, but in the middle. So just a comfortable side turn of the foot and knee, and go on over to your left side. Get as low as it feels good today and hold for 5. Optional, turn your back toes up off the floor. Fourth breath, so start to apply a little determination as you exhale for 5. So we're really gonna press into that left foot to lengthen up and out of the pose. Other side, find that midway turnout, bring your knee towards your toes, rest on your leg, or come to the floor. Maybe uplift your back toes. Listen to the breath. Make sure your neck is released and relaxed wherever you are. Just lengthen through your head. 4, one more breath. Awareness in your right foot. Inhale, press into it to come out of the pose. Make your way back to the top of your mat. Looking at warrior seat position. So if you need to hold on to a chair or something for safety, you may do that. You can also keep your back toes on the floor. Just keep energizing. So right leg back, point the toes, lean forward, reach your arms out, maybe lift up your back leg, and try keeping the back foot flat today if you lift it, like we did in bird dog, instead of pointing. Try again if you come down. 4, last breath. As you exhale, try to control and release slowly. Sometimes it's quick, and that's fine too. Finish. Other side. Make sure your standing foot feels like it's in a strong position, nice and open. Hips stay square to the front as you take your left foot back, toes down, or flat foot lift up. Arms wherever they're supportive in this pose. Really concentrate and do your best and be okay with whatever that is today. One more breath. Maybe coming down slowly. We just have a breath to land, feel. Doing our hip strengtheners first, and then we'll do our stretches as we move on. One more like that, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So it's like triangle pose to begin with. And then you come to your front leg to balance on one leg, reaching the arms up and down. So hips are to the side. Maybe just explore that shift and lift. Back toes could stay down. Reach your arms. And if possible, bring a hand to your heart center. So do everything you can. Concentrate with your eyes. Keep your breath steady. One more time, makes 5. Release when you're ready. Other side. Just turning out from the front of your mat. Right toes forward. Leaning and lifting that back leg. Maybe a hand at the heart center or both hands. One more time. Deep breath. Let it go, let it be. Inhale, sweep up your arms. Exhale, come to forward fold and stay. Take your favorite position, maybe the hands under the feet or the elbow holding. Little side to side. Starting to release from the hip strengthening practice we've just done. So let the backs of the legs and hips stretch. Calm. Five, let's take 3 more breaths, total of 8. A little extra time here. A little uplift in the low belly. Last time. Release your hands to the earth and take just your right leg back. Bringing both hands on the inside. Lizard lunge. Turn out your front knee and toes again. Arms on the inside, arms straight. First one. Keep your back knee lifted. One more deep breath. Second variation, bring your back knee down. Untuck your toes. We'll turn to create a little bit of a twist towards the front leg, over to the left. Be a little spontaneous with that. I just reset my back kneecap, so make those little refinements in your body when you notice something needs your attention. One more breath. And let the exhale release. Last variation is maybe coming down to the forearms, maybe just one forearm. Work with your body. Neck released, back kneecap taken care of. So you could lift your knee again if you want to. 3. All is impermanent. Last breath. And exhale, bring your knee down. Straighten out your arms. Let's draw back to half Hanuman pose on this side. So drawing your toes towards you, fold forward. You control how deeply you release the back of your leg. Let's take the right hand and reach it for the outside of your left foot. Exhale once more. And let go. Bend your knee, take your leg back. Upward facing dog. Maybe a chaturanga in there first if you want to. Flip your feet, hips up, downward dog. Rest for 5. One more exhale. Lizard lunges on the other side. So take your right leg forward. Turn out your toes and knee. Straight arms first. You can wiggle your back toes in a little closer or further away. Very much some plank work, so make sure your upper body is comfortably open, strongly pressing. 4th breath. And last one, bring your knee down behind you and untuck your toes. So opening out towards the bent knee side, so your knee can go more to the side if you like. Side plank kind of vibe here as well. Give this shape one more breath. Using your exhale to release. Last one. Down to the forearms or forearm if possible. Back knee up or down. So you could just work with your elbows slightly bent from straight if this is too low. Use your whole body. And just one more breath. And release your knee. Walk your hands in and come across with your right arm. So you can draw your right leg back, bowing into Hanuman's pose. Just the right amount of structure and sweetness. A few more breaths in that reach across variation. Let your mind register a lot of support here. All the limbs doing different things. Breath steady. Just once more. And release. Bend your knee. Take your leg back. Hug your elbows in. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog.
Well, I mean, I got
And coming down to your knees to work with pigeon pose. And just going to encourage a little option of opening the knee joint today. So we can always work with the folded in knee, taking the other leg back. Perhaps exploring coming over to sit on that side hip. And see about opening up your knee joint. So your shin might come parallel to the front of your mat. And for me, on this side of my body, I'm going to pretty much stay like this. But if you can, upright yourself a little more. Try to square towards the floor. So just work with yourself, staying down on the hip or lifting it, keeping the knee folded in if this is too deep. Changing to a little bit more of a mellow version for the last few breaths.
Please don't take the snow.
Breathe out. Sit on your hip if you haven't already, and bring your back leg around for fire lux pose. So the front leg is already away, and activate both feet and see about stacking your legs. Don't strain your knees. So it might just be your easy pose with your feet further away.
Wait, let me go with that.
Once you establish that, you can add some forward folding.
Hopefully it will.
Keeping the feet a little bit active and flexed. This protects, turns on the muscles. Fourth breath. And exhale one more time. Feel complete with this work.
You could have just told me that right at the beginning.
And then coming up, carefully release your legs. And let's lean back, hands back, do a couple of windshield wipers, knees side to side, just to move your hip joints, release from that compression. Exhale, be still. Other side. So with the left knee forward, you can do your own variation as needed. Taking that knee folded in protects the knee, and that's where we start. So try opening up a little bit or a lot. And then staying over on the left hip is fine. Just use your arms. Starting to square your hips. Use your arms for support.
But it's not snowing.
Yeah. It's kind of freezing.
Keeping that front foot nice and bright. And about 4 more breaths. So maybe letting yourself come to a little bit more of a restful version. Resting down in the hip. So present, so you can take care of your body. Just the right amount.
Yeah, leave the door closed.
And release your breath one more time. Just notice it, relax into it. And inhale, coming to fire logs. Use your arms to support, lean over to the side and bring your back leg around. Just coming to that easy pose with the feet further away, if you like, or use that brightness of the feet, active feet. Consider a stack of some kind. Maybe a little bit of a forward hinge. And take one more deep breath. Stay in the exhale. When your inhale comes, carefully release your legs. And just taking them forward, coming onto the center of your mat. Take your right ankle over your left and lean over towards the left side for infinity pose. So stay on your hip, use your arms, and just come over to your side body. Keep your left hand far enough away so your shoulder is not crunching. Breathe out. And other side, come to center, cross the legs the other way. Roll over, so take your right hand pretty far away from you, depending on the length of your arms. Just opening your side body. Infinity pose. One more breath. And then release back to center. Just give your legs a little bit of a shake out, a little shimmy. Wiggle, warak, feet, everything releasing. Exhale, stillness. And then let's do some nice stretching as well in Ardha Matsyendrasana. Draw in your right leg. No, fold your right leg on the floor in front of you. Bring your left foot to the earth. Bring it around your knee as much as possible. And sit tall, hold your leg. As you breathe out, twist over towards the left. So you're bringing your leg in or letting it rest out into your arm. Other hand behind you. Find a nice twist, a nice stretch, and breathe. Up and down the spine with the breath. Shining that main river of energy with our awareness. And about 2 or 3 more breaths, depending on how slow they are. Trying to practice contentment with the way things are as part of our practice. And release your twist. Take out your top leg and place it alongside your bottom foot for Janu Shirsasana. Reach your arms, a little twist to face the straight leg, and exhale, forward fold. Slowly find your way in, catch your foot or your leg, and relax, forward fold. Face is soft. A little bit of Uddiyana Bandha, low belly to the spine. For the last breath, come up slightly as you breathe in. Breathe out, find your finishing place. And inhale as you're ready. Gently release up. And those 2 on the other side, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Left knee folded in front, right foot to the floor, coming around the knee. Use your arms to help you sit tall and then twist. Be lifted out of your shoulders. Take care of your hip. And shine the Sushumna Nadi with your breath and awareness. That's the spinal cord. Exhale for 4 more breaths. Last one. And with the exhale, release your twist. Take your top leg out to the side and place it along the bottom foot. Inhale, reach up, twist a little towards your straight leg, activate your foot, and exhale, bow forward. Rest your hands, lengthen through your head. And let your hands catch your leg or foot. Draw back on the low belly. Just letting the breath do the work of this pose. Fourth breath, inhale. Exhale. Fifth breath, lift up slightly as you inhale. Exhale, go find your finish for today. And then inhale, come on up. Taking Baddha Konasana, feet together and knees apart. Turning to the center of your mat. So we let the feet open away from each other except for the heels. Using your arms for support behind you. You bring your hips a little closer to your heels. And then transfer to holding your ankles or your feet. Tuck your chin, shoulders down, knees release downward. And 5. Lift up your chin, take your right ear to your right shoulder. The arms can gently encourage that releasing downward of the legs, just the weight of the arms. One more breath with your next stretch. Inhale carefully to center, over to the other side. Coming into our resting part of our practice, our finishing practice. Deeply breathe once more. When your exhale is complete, carefully bring your head to center. And come to your back. If you would like to move through an up dog and down dog on your way, that's optional. Some of you would like that extra bit of heat or release. And some of you might want to be a little bit more mellow, and that's all good. I intend for you to make it your own practice. So come through and lie down. Head centered, spine centered. Back to our bridge shape. But now taking figure 4 pose. So taking up your right leg, flex your foot. Like in fire locks, like we've done earlier today, that open hinge of the knee resting on the bottom leg. What can you relax? If you'd like to thread your needle and bring in your legs, that's an option. Or let them rest open. Forehead a little higher than the chin. Stay connected with your breathing. Just one more. Slowly exhale. Slowly inhale. Exhale most of the way. And then bring your foot down and release your legs. For the other side. Take up the left leg, brighten your foot, flex it. Bring your knee to the side. Rest your ankle above your other knee. Keep your foot bright. Stay or bring in your legs, jutting that needle, wrapping the thigh, forehead higher than the chin. Work with this side of your body. Where's that sweet place? And just one more time, breathe deeply. And about halfway through your exhale, relax and release your legs. Uncross. Bring in your knees. Let's take Ananda Balasana. Knees a little wider than the torso. Catch your backs of the legs or feet. Bring your knees down. Keep your neck long. Have your freedom here to move or explore or be still. A little bit of all of that. Just a deep letting go. Fourth breath, inhale. Exhale. One more time, slow breath stretching through. Release your legs together and up. Bring your arms to the floor and center your head. Trying to lift up into shoulder stand, like a whale doing a spy hop out of the water. So we want to energize and reach up. Just try that with your hips down. Just have that energy of reaching the legs upward. And then bring your hips, your legs towards you. Let your hips lift up and press and lift and release. Try that a few more times so there's a little momentum coming towards. Press your arms, lift up. And just do this to your own degree. And now you may stay in your lifted position. Bring your hips back down and just have your legs up. Learning to use the arms, the bandhas, and the energy of reaching through the legs. And then it's also calming. So just let that energy be part of it too. Steady breathing. And give your breath a release and take one more. See if you can press and lift up a little more. And then carefully bring your spine down if it's lifted. And bring in your knees. Hands on the knees, just circle around the sacrum. And those bones all connect. Just notice the hip focused practice in your body, and we hope that things are feeling good. A nice combination of strength and stretch. And then bring down your feet and come to your easy pose, cross legs. Just easy cross legs on your back to begin our resting. Just notice how that opens up the fronts of the hips. It's okay if the low back lifts away from the earth a little bit. You can always adjust yourself. You're coming into Shavasana with the upper body. The quality of resting. And change your legs so they cross the other way. Just try not to change a lot. Just let them release open a little bit here. Next time you breathe out, let one leg straighten out and then the other. A little wide, just filling open from the hips to the feet. Long neck, so your forehead's a little higher than your chin. Perhaps sliding a cushion behind your head or over top of you. Let everything be still. Maybe even imagining that idea of being in the snow and the way it mutes and muffles the sounds. Trying to let the mind and the body be quiet. Be as still as possible. Just the breath. Gently turn your awareness to your nose, your breathing. Trying to draw your inhales up the inside edges of the nose, of the septum. Feel the breath come in the inside. And then release to the outside of the nose, to the wings of the nose. A few more times. Breathe in, inner channel. Breathe out to the wings of the nose. And feel a little flare in that exhale. Last one. Swallow. Bring in your feet. Bring your knees over to the side and your torso as well. Take a free breath or two. Carefully make your way back to seated pose. And so just observant of the hips, especially today, focusing there. Just letting them release open as much as they will. They all have different structure and shapes, and it's just we work with what we have. And I invite you to sit with quietness and stillness for a few more moments. Still as possible, inviting the mind to follow. Notice your breath as it leaves the body one more time. And inhale, return to your heart center. Return to what is in your heart. And include a little bit of gratitude or a lot of gratitude for all you were able to do and for this time, for our community, and for this beautiful tradition. Whatever personal gratitude you experience, let it be part of your well-being. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I hope you have a peaceful rest of your day. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Blossom.
You're welcome.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Blossom.
Well,